Oh, man. Holland turned nothing into something there as he was almost stopped at the 9, but gets it up to the 29. So we send Burrier wide to the right, Khalil Hill wide to the left, eye in the backfield. City High, hand off to the fullback. And he's hit, but still goes, and finally Gardner, Bulldogs, Nathan Hayden. Send Khalil Hill wide to the left. Eye in the backfield. Quick out to Khalil Hill. He is then brought down by Deerdorf. Nice tackle. And he's going to be close to the first down. I don't know if he need it. And City High comes out. 3rd and 1 at the 38. Drop back handoff to Holland. He cuts it in, and he's going to dive across to get the first down.
Jesse Holland, the ball carrier.
Yeah, you never know when he might. 7.5 minutes to play now. They send Khalil Hill wide to the right side. Dropping back, looking. He's got a man wide open down the field, and he drops it. A little high on the throw, the tight end, Mike Gavin. But he is wide open at the 45. There wasn't a little cycling within 10 yards of him. And the throw was just high. Well, you got to worry about that pass play, and that time Ames thinking run, and they got that tight end wide open out there. High formation this time. Fake the pitch. They look to Khalil Hill down the right sideline. It's overthrown and out of bounds.
Khalil Hill, the intended receiver.
Khalil Hill and Burrier to the left. And Gavin, the tight end on the right side. Quick handoff. Fake. Nope. They throw it across the middle, and this time Gavin catches it for the first down. Dragging him across, yep. And send Khalil Hill wide to the right. High in the backfield for Price. Hands off to the deep back, and he spins over Holland.
Jesse Holland.
Hawks. Looking for their 3rd state title. Ames looking for their first year now, but they trail right now by 16. Price comes out, he's going to take a long time, let a lot of time run off, and there's a jump. After all that, his 2 guards took off, but the rest of the team didn't go with him. They'll move it back to the original line of scrimmage.
I don't think those guys are used to it.
They send Khalil Hill wide to the left, along with Burrier. High in the backfield, dropping back to pass, throws it out there, he's got Hill, and he's hit immediately, and taken out of bounds by Hanson, but he's got the first down at the 35. 36 yards. Khalil Hill will go wide to the right. We've got Mark Seaton, the tight end on the left, high in the backfield. 2 tight end formation. Hand off to the fullback. He spins around, and they'll pick up a yard. Big, 2 yards. Tonight. Center receiver to the right and send him in motion. That's Gavin, the tight end. They flip it back deep, and they try to string it out, and they do, and Burrow comes up and makes the hit at the 35.
Jason Ringenau.
And stops Ringenau.
Crowd's still alive.
Stop here. They come out in the I formation, 1 receiver to the left, and break the tight end off over there. He's wide open. He makes the catch, cuts back inside, and drops the ball, but they're going to call him down. He's going to have the first down yardage.
Just enough to get
Just enough.
Little Cyclone scored with 9:09 to go in the ballgame to close at the 38-22, and they're running wide open.
Khalil Hill wide to the right, Gavin to the left, high in the backfield. Gavin goes in motion, across the formation, left to right. Down the line, Price on the option, pitches it back, and the Ringema cuts it back inside, and they pick up about 4. To the right side down to the 21-yard line.
Jason Ringenau, the ball carrier.
Price is 14 to 25, 1 interception, 201 yards in the night. There's a handoff up the middle, and slips through and still going. Good run by Craig as Burrow had him, and he slipped through and got down to the 8-yard line.
He's a junior.
They come out, it is about 3-9 by the time they're going to get up there. Timeout, Iowa City Hall. With the 1st and goal at the 9, leading 38-22 over those Cyclones. They come out in the I formation. Gavin in motion from right to left. Down the line is Price. He cuts it up to the 5. Touchdown. Send Simmons and Charter wide to the left. Hanson wide to the right. Greving is a single back in the backfield. Hand off to Greving over the right side. He's got some room. Turns it up. There's a flag down out there, and he's going to get the first down, but there's a flag down at the 37-yard line.
Indication against Ames.
It'll be about off with 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
Holding Ames.
Ames comes out. Slot to the left, wide receiver to the left, and additionally the slot comes in motion. Fake to Greving. Looking downfield, has Burrow out there, and he overthrows him.
James Burrow, the intended receiver.
Well, it looks like the outcome is going to be as ninth graders. But when you look at it, you've got James Grant and David Knapp coming in there as juniors, and looking forward to them coming back next year. And Nick Rayfeld in your offensive line.
Aaron Greving in the backfield, yeah.
Chris Gardner on defense. Those kids from other classes.
Two receivers to the right. Steemer dropping back, throws it out there, hits his man. Hanson tries to make a move, but it'll be pulled down short. 2.5 minutes to play in the season. And Scott Stevenler will call a timeout, and let's just keep it right here. Good to go in the ball game. Split backs for Stevenler. Listener in motion from left to right. Pitch back to Greving. Cuts it up to the 40. Gets a block, 45, and he's still going to the 50. He's out of bounds down to the 40. 647-yard line for a first down for the Little Cyclones. Aaron Greving, 102 yards on 14 carries. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Greving is a single back in the backfield. Down the line, hand off to Greving. Right side, he's got some room out there, blockers, and he's just tripped up. He'll pick up about 3. Then you look at the sophomore team, which finished up with just 1 loss this year. Fake in the backfield. Stevenler cuts it up, throws it deep. It's batted away. Charter comes back and almost makes a nice catch on it. It was kind of slapped, and Charter came back to the 22 and almost caught it. 7 off the Little Hawk 44. They send Hanson and Charter wide to the left. Excuse me, Simmons wide to the left, Hanson wide to the right. Dropping straight back, Stevenler throws it into Hanson, catches it, now cuts it up to the 30, breaks, finally Burrier makes the tackle. A little pushing going on there, a little extracurricular stuff as Burrier shoved him down. There's no need for that. Burrier had him on the ground and then kind of shoved him after he was down. And I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on somebody. We'll see if it's on both of them. Here, but it'll be down to the 30-yard line. First and down for Ames. I don't want to say that. It'll be at the end of the play, so it should be a first down. I'm going to mark it off. I'm going to say on both.
Well, that's usually the
offsetting, I think. Well, we're going to just say
what happened there is he was trying to pull Jake down, and Jake wasn't going down very easily, so he jumped on him a little further.
Oh, and then shoved him too.
Yeah, and Jake objected to that.
25 at the 45 for the Little Cyclones. A minute 17 and counting here to win the ball game. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Blitz. Stevenler rolls out. And he's going to sack.
Tackle made by
Well, we'll get set to go here. Yes. 67 points are the second most scored in the 4A championship game. That says. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. There's a pass out to Simmons. Nice catch there, and he's down to the 47.
Joe Simons.
69 was scored in 1973. Ball game for them.
Well, Price was a real ball player tonight too. Weak links anyplace.
No. They send Dan Johnson wide to the left, Hanson wide to the right. For Stevenler, single back in the backfield, dropping back. Throws it out to Hanson at the 40, down to the 35, he's out of bounds.
Pass complete to Jake Gibson.
It'll be fourth down.
Scott Stearmer. Out of bounds by Lenny Trout.
City High, 42 seconds to go. Ames will send three receivers to the left. One of those is Mike Kadoff. Stevenler drops back, pressure. Looks to his left, throws it out there. Nice pass, and it's just knocked away.
Pass broken up by James
That will turn the ball back over to City High with 36 seconds to go. And we'll just about wrap up this ball game. Ames will come second in the state to City High, who wins their third title in 4 years. Jamie Burrow now going off. Hoiberg, some of the seniors now. Of course, Jamie will go on and play for Nebraska next year. And Iowa City High takes their final
City High.
Oh, they have one left, I guess. So we'll take. 14:30 KSI back at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Dar Danielson and Jim Anther, and City High now goes to one knee. And that will be the final play likely of the ball game as we're down to 17 seconds.
Some kids, we should mention Eric Augie was in the ball game on defense. He's kind of always a part of that kickoff team. Jim Martin. Some other kids.
Here's the horn. That's the final. 45-22. Ames finishes off a great season here with second place in the state to City High. Nothing to be seen about that. As they come out and shake hands in the center of the field. We'll have a trophy presentation tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Excuse me, Monday at 8 o'clock they'll have the pep assembly. So give them a good run in the first half. City High broken open in the second. Cyclones have finished the season 12-1. Here.
At the Unidome, and for the first time in school history, the Ames High Little Cyclones have the chance to be one of those champs. Ames is in the title game for the first time. They'll face top-rated Iowa City High Friday night. The Little Cyclones have dodged a few bullets en route to a 12-0 record to this point, but Coach Kirk Datto thinks those close games can only help his team this weekend.
I've never asked for a loss in my entire 29-year football coaching career, and I never will. Now, I'm glad we won every single game we did. I think it's helped us. We've grown with confidence. Right now, we're a confident, a well-adjusted football team, and that's how we're going to take the field Friday night.
And Matt Kelly will have much more on Ames tonight on News 5 at 10. Well, every year, the Iowa State football game is one of the most anticipated of the season. Now we're going to find out what happens when the Little Hawks take on the Little Cyclones. It'll happen this Friday night, and a state championship is on the line. As Matt Kelly reports, it's been a long time coming for Ames High School and Coach Kirk Datto.
Ames High has made school history by advancing to the finals of the Iowa State football playoffs. The Little Cyclones have also compiled a perfect 12-0 record in the process. Both are accomplishments the Little Clones are proud of, but not satisfied with.
You know, just to be there is a great thrill, but we're going up there with the idea that we want to win the game.
Well, we're excited to be here, but we also have to realize that we have to keep going from this point. We can't just be happy with going to the state finals. We have to keep stepping it up from this point on.
Ames High School has had some rich tradition in terms of athletic success, but one of the things missing here is a state football championship. And with a victory this Friday night, all that could change.
They were not a heralded class when they came to Ames High School, and they've just done phenomenally well all 4 years. And I just hope they can go out with, you know, with a great win up there. It'd just be super.
Well, it really means everything to me. I know me and the rest of the players on the team have worked really hard this year and the past 4 years, actually, to build up to this. And, you know, it would be a dream come true to us.
Our freshman year, we were 0-9, and it just make a real dream season to be 13-0 and win the state title.
In order for that dream season to come true, Datto's men will have to beat top-ranked Iowa City High in the Unidome. At Ames High School, Matt Kelly, News 5 Sports.
All right, thanks, Matt. And Matt's going up to the Unidome this Friday. We're going to have satellite reports at both 6 and 10, so we'll cover Ames, also, of course, Guthrie Center in the Class A championship, so we'll have all your highlights and reactions.
Some good matchups.
It's going to be great. We're also going to Manhattan, Kansas this Saturday for Troy Davis's Run for 2000.
Ah, there you go. He's going to make it this weekend.
I think so. I think so, too.
Yeah.
Well, football champions will be crowned. News 5's Matt Kelly is standing by live at the Unidome to get us up to date on what's been going on. Matt, how are you doing?
John, I'm doing good. The best thing about this whole place is that I'm inside and it's warm in here. And it was definitely warm for Guthrie Center this afternoon when they took on West Bend Mallard in the Class A championship game. This game belonged to Guthrie Center from the get-go as they jumped out to a 14-0 first quarter lead. Now we go to the second quarter, and it's Brian Krakow. Remember that name, folks. He makes it 21-0 on the 11-yard touchdown run. Guthrie Center also playing the good defense as well. Jimmy Terwilliger with the sack of quarterback Scott Stokes. The ante to 28-0 right before the intermission when Brian Krakow, told you to remember the name, scores his third of 4 touchdowns on the afternoon. West Bend Mallard goes down big time in this one. The final, Guthrie Center 42, West Bend Mallard 8.
Well, of course, we didn't expect the outcome to be this widespread.
And John, that was earlier today. Guthrie Center obviously in control of that one. Tonight, the big game, the 4A title game, and that will pit Ames High against Iowa City High. Iowa City High has won titles in 1993 and 94, and Kirk Datto and his men say that they are ready to take on and hopefully win their first state championship for the Little Cyclones. We will have all the highlights, a live report coming up on News 5 at 10 o'clock from the very warm Unidome.
All right, thanks very much, Matt. Good job up there at the Unidome. We'll hear from you at 10. And let's hear now the Ames Little Cyclones.
Well, the fastest team that I've ever seen on film in a high school football game. They're great running threat. They're a great passing threat deep. They're really going to challenge any kind of a defense. I hope my defensive coaches are prepared for that kind of a shock.
Well, we just got to go out and play our type of game, get the running game going, have a solid passing game, and we can just do what we want to do when we get out there.
The Iowa basketball team will tip off its season tonight in a quote-unquote home game. The big schools decided their state football champion tonight, #1 Iowa City High against #2 Ames. We go to the Unidome where Matt Kelly is standing by live with all the highlights. Matt, take it away.
Hey, John, it was a very interesting night here, especially for the first half in the 4A class championship game between Ames High, the Little Cyclones, and the Little Hawkeyes of Iowa City High. And let's waste no time. Let's go right to the highlights if we can take those right now. This was Iowa City High, the top-ranked team in the state in 4A, and they are the ones who dent the scoreboard first. They fake me out and the Ames High defense, and Mitch Price finds Mark Seaton for the 2-yard touchdown pass, 7-0 in favor of Iowa City High. Scott Stiebermeyer drives Ames High down the field and scores on the 7-yard touchdown run. The nice second effort. They missed the PAT, though, and it's 7-6 Iowa City High still on top. Price to Khalil Hill. Watch the diving catch, just like John Walters probably did it when he was a little leaguer. 35 yards, 14-6 with 5:05 left in the first. Stiebermeyer finds Jake Hansen. He shows he can throw the ball, too. That makes it 14-13 in the second quarter. Scott Stiebermeyer decides that they're going to go for 2, and he gets into the end zone. That ties the game at 14, and this is a barn burner. Iowa City High scores a field goal right before halftime to make it 17-14. Then in the second half, all Iowa City High, unfortunately for the Little Cyclones. Stiebermeyer is sacked, and the ball is stolen. The Hawks capitalize on it. Price to Seaton for the second time. This touchdown would pretty much close things out. The final from the Unidome, Iowa City High 45, Ames High 22. And we will hear from the guys, the coach, Kirk Datto, and some of the players tomorrow on News 5 at 6 o'clock. And like I said, if you're an Ames High Little Cyclone fan, not a very good night here in the Unidome. But I tell you what, they played a heck of a game, especially in the first half. John?
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of because Iowa City High, a very strong #1. Thanks a lot, Matt. Good job up there live at the Unidome tonight. Now, 2 other championships were decided this afternoon, and in Class A, an impressive display by Guthrie Center.
Rated Iowa City High against #2 Ames for the Class 4A state title. Here's a little bit on the showdown through the eyes of John Myers.
After slopping around in the unfrozen tundra last week, Ames has earned the right to stay warm and indoors. They'll trade their gym floor for the Unidome tomorrow night in the 4A state championship. Little Cyclones are no strangers to the Dome, having reached the semifinals a year ago.
When we open up the garage door and we see the Unidome again, we're not going to be overwhelmed and just think, oh my gosh, we're here again. We were there last year, and now it's just time to put all the pieces together.
You know, it's very hot, it's very loud, it's the opposite of what we've been playing in.
Unbeaten this season, the Little Hawks know all about the Dome, winning the 93 and 94 state titles. Ames expects a track meet on the fast turf of the Unidome.
They'll be the fastest team we've played by far. They're a disciplined defensive team. They're strong and aggressive, hard hitters. They're the best team we've played by far.
Also on Ames' agenda is ending Eastern Iowa's ownership of the state title. It's a string of defeats that rivals the NFC's domination of the Super Bowl.
There's no secret to any of this. I know they play good football over in Eastern Iowa because I coached over there for 10 years, but you know, we have great teams in Central Iowa. We have some great teams in Western Iowa too. So,
and Ames hopes to end the western side of the state's losing streak and end the season with a perfect record Friday night. John Myers, News Channel 8 Sports.
And kickoff for the game at the Unidome will be sometime after 7:30. News Channel 8 Sports will be in Cedar Falls live. Check us out at 6 o'clock for some pregame and at 10 for all of the reaction. Where things are sure to heat up in just a little bit in Class 4A, the championship game, #1 Iowa City High against #2 Ames, both teams unbeaten. And with me now is Ames coach Kirk Datto. Kirk is from Los Angeles, and he says he doesn't like this cold weather. He really liked being able to practice indoors this week, but it sort of may affect what your team does tonight.
well, you know, it has a detrimental effect on special teams. You can't practice with the normal dimensions of a field, and your kickers can't kick full flat out. And so, you know, that's an area where I think you might notice some difference.
Kirk, playing Iowa City High tonight, that's got to be actually a great opportunity for you to prove how Central Iowa football is just as good as the east side of the state.
Well, you know, east side has dominated, but like I told our squad, you know, nobody in our conference has won the championship, and nobody in their conference has won the championship this year. So, and this is the only year that counts. So, you know, we know we have a challenge there tonight, but I think we can do a great job.
This is your first time in the finals. Did you do anything different this week? I mean, that's a question asked a lot, but this is the championship game.
Well, we did some things different because Iowa City is probably the fastest team that I've ever seen on film, and in a surface like this, they're going to be, you know, super jets out there. But, you You know, other than that, you know, we stuck with the things that got us here.
Okay, well, good luck to you, Kirk, and we'll hope for a big win for the Little Cyclones of Ames against the Little Hawks. The coach of the Little Hawks is Larry Brown, and he's brought them to the championship game here 2 times, back-to-back, 93-94. They were the champions. I asked him a little bit ago if that feeling got old.
No, it never does. It's the only way to really wrap up a football season and be completely satisfied. And so we're really looking forward to tonight's game.
This obviously the dream match in 4A, number 1 against number 2, both teams undefeated.
Yes, I think there's going to be 2 real good football teams out there tonight, and it should be a very exciting football game.
Of your 3 teams that have made it to the finals, how does this one compare? I guess you might have to wait till the game's over.
That's exactly right. We'll have to wait until the game's over, but this is a very good football team. We've been a very solid offensive football team the entire year, and we've been playing extremely well in defense the last 6 or 7 weeks. So.
There have been a couple of games already here today at the Dome. In Class 1A, Britt defeated defending champ Lamar's Galen 17-14. Ben Bergman's first ever field goal of the season wins it with 2 minutes to go. And in Class A, Guthrie Center beat West Bend Mallard 42-8. We've got some highlights for you. The Tigers all over the field. They had 2 100-yard rushers. It was already 14-0 when Brian Crocker, number 33, scored his second TD, over 100 yards for Crocker in the first half. Then Brett Smith will hit Eric Friedrich for the big one. The play covers 58 yards to set up another Crocker touchdown, and that one came from the 9. That made it 28-0 in the second half. First half, rather. Crocker with 153 yards today, 4 TDs. Friedrich, by the way, 123 yards rushing. He also had 85 yards receiving, including a 13-yard touchdown to start the second half. That made it 35-0. The final, once again, Guthrie Center 42-8, the winner. Also on Saturday, 2 more games. In Class 2A at 10:30, Iowa Falls versus Applington, and in Class 3A, it's Oskaloosa versus Central Lyon. We'll have plenty of highlights for you.
Great story on Ron Skipper. There's a great story going on for Iowa City fans up in Cedar Falls.
That's right. The high school football championship's underway, Heidi.
Yes, right. 3 games today, 3 championship games, and we are now into the Class 4A1. It was Iowa City High, number 1 in the state, against Ames, number 2. And sadly for Little Cyclone fans, the final, Iowa City High wins it 45-22, their 3rd championship in 4 years. Let's take a look at the highlights here, and you'll see the Little Cyclones taking the field. Ames defense very tough all year, and it was tough again in the first half tonight. Take a look at James Burrow sticking it to City High quarterback Mitch Price on 4th and 2. It was scoreless after the first quarter. But the Little Hawks are a powerful offensive team. Early in the second quarter on 3rd and goal, Price hits Mark Seaton, and it's 7-0 Iowa City. Ames rallies right back, though, much of their yards on extra effort here. 3rd and 12, Scott Stevermer fakes, dumps off to Zach Rhodes. Rhodes will ramble down to the 37-yard line, and that helped set up a sneak by Stevermer. The PAT missed, however, and it was 7-6. With 5:05 to go in the second quarter, Price with the pretty pass to number 12, Khalil Hill. We've heard a lot about him all year. He scores tonight to make it 14-6. Hill gets zinged on the play, but he leaves the field under his own power. Little Cyclones move it again. Stevermer to Jake Hansen. Stevermer sneaks it in on the 2-point conversion attempt. It's 14-all, and the fans on the west side are loving it. Scott Gordon's 26-yard field goal was the difference for the Little Hawks, as that made it 17-14 City at the break. It was a tough second half for Ames. Mid-third quarter, Jesse Holland runs it in for City, and it's 24-14. Ames offensive line, no match for the Iowa City defense on this series. Stevermer is sacked 2 straight times. And coming up, it'll be Kevin Hurley with the hit. Dan Newmeyer will take it away at the Ames 19-yard line. Then Price finds number 44 again. Mark Seaton with the touchdown. It's 31-14. And the City High celebrating was on. 45-22, the final. After the game, we talked to Ames coach Kirk Dadow.
Well, we just made a bunch of mistakes in the 3rd quarter. You know, you can't make mistakes against a good ball club like this. And they did a great job of taking advantage of them and getting in the end zone for us.
The final, once again, in Ames' first trip to the finals, 45-22 City High wins. Let's take a look at the other 2 championship games today. In Class 1A, Britt defeated defending champ Lamar's Galen 17-14. Ben Bergman's first field goal of the season with 2 minutes to go won it for Britt. And in Class A, it was Guthrie Center all over West Bend Mallard, 42-8 the final there. Here are the highlights. The Tigers' 2 100-yard rushers. It was already 14-0 when Brian Croker, number 33, scored his 2nd touchdown of the game. He had over 100 yards in the first half. Brett Smith hits Eric Friedrich for a big one here. The play covering 58 yards. That set up another Croker touchdown. And this one came from the 9, 28-0 Tigers at the half. Croker with 153 yards and 4 touchdowns. Friedrich 123 yards rushing, 85 yards receiving, including a 13-yard touchdown to start the second half. 42-8 Tigers in the Class A championship. And it all continues tomorrow, of course, at 10:30. It's Class 2A, Iowa Falls versus Appleton Parkersburg. And then at 1:30, Class 3A, Oskaloosa versus Central Lyon. Todd Rowland will have all the highlights for you tomorrow. And we'll be back with basketball.
Size game indoors at the Unidome. State championships start Friday morning when Guthrie Center takes on West Bend in Class A. Friday night, second-ranked Ames faces #1 Iowa City High in a clash of unbeatens. Ames advanced to the final game in thrilling fashion, a 7-6 win over Heelan last weekend shown here, and an overtime victory over Newton.
Well, you know, we've all year long we've relied a lot on balanced offense, run and pass, and last couple of weeks we've had very little pass because of weather conditions and all, but up there the weather's perfect, and we hope to get back to a good balance. If we can do that, we can keep Iowa City off the field as much as possible. I think we have a good chance to win.
7:30 kickoff tomorrow night for the 4A title game. Iowa Falls takes on Appleton Parkersburg to prove who is mightiest in 2A Saturday morning. Ross Verba has come a long way since
coming back.
Hi, Todd. How are you? Pretty good, and I am here. First off, it sounds strange enough to hear Notre Dame is trying to lure a coach from Northwest Dame. The Ames football team is going to the Dome. The second-ranked Little Clones will face the top-ranked Iowa City High Little Hawks. Sounds marketable enough. Sounds like a great place to play for Ames coach Kirk Dadow after this semifinal game at Heelan.
Well, you know, we've all year long we've relied a lot on balanced offense, run and pass, and last couple of weeks we've had very little pass because of weather conditions and all.
Kickoff 7:30 Friday night for the 4A title. Class A title is 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Honey? Yeah. That's right. Ames trying to do something that no CIML team has ever done. It's up to the undefeated Ames Little Cyclones to win a state football championship for the Metro. Little Cyclones out for a little respect. Down 7. Scott Stevemer finds Jake Hansen in the end zone. We're tied at 14 in the second. Hard for Stevemer to complete a pass when he's rocked like this. There he goes. Boom. Sets up a City High touchdown pass from Mitch Price to Mark Seaton, but Ames battles back again. Stevemer coming up on the sneak from 7 yards out. A good effort by Ames, but City High has too many weapons. The Little Hawks pull away and win the title 45-22. Earlier at the Dome, Guthrie Center leaves no doubt against West Bend Mallard. Brett Smith on the rollout. He finds Matt Van Meter for the touchdown. Then it's Brian Croker for one of his 4 touchdowns. Guthrie Center runs over, around, and through West Bend. 42-8, the final score. In the 1A title game, a dogfight between Lamar's Galen and Britt West Hancock with the score tied at 14. West Hancock's Chad Klein busts loose and sets up the game-winning field goal from Ben Bergman. West Hancock hangs on, 17-14, the final. No more exhibition basketball.